You know, you'll never see a heroin addict actually fall. They'll never take a knee. They're always they strive for that. They're a proud people.
Yeah, they're like the Big Show. How are you gonna knock him over? How could anyone ever eliminate him from the Rumble?
Yeah, that's always the question. He's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
he's 7 feet tall. How are you supposed to? If nothing else, the Big Show has always looked tall. If
the
nothing
weight
else,
can fluctuate, but that height.
The height's consistent. He's consistently 7 feet tall.
Yeah, not bad. Not like Kurt Angle, where he's got that hunch now, so he's lost a couple inches.
Yeah. No, and people are just shrinking already. You know, he has too many vertebrae that have been fused together. Maybe that's what it is. So he just kind of keeps compacting himself a little bit.
The power of gravity, you can't beat it. It's always pulling down on you.
You can't beat the power of gravity. I remember a kid. My brother's hockey team was in like a terrible bus accident one time, and nobody died, thankfully.
Yeah,
but
I think I know the accident actually.
Possibly, yeah. You may have had friends who were on that team because
I pledged with one of the guys. He got all fucked up his shoulder and.
Okay, yeah. Well, there was one point where one of the kids was wedged under the seat in front of him.
The kid I played with.
What was his name?
Brian Parnell.
Yes, that was his fucking name.
I played with that guy. Yeah.
You played with him. Okay,
I wasn't on that team that year, but yeah, he had a nasty scar afterwards and shit.
Same dude, but no, I remember that because he was like bedridden in the hospital for like 6 months. 8 months. It was a long time. And
everyone else on the bus was fine, but he just got like fucked, just like buried under seats.
Yeah, it happened. I mean, I know my brother like broke his clavicle. He broke his clavicle on that one.
That sucks.
You know, and various injuries all throughout. But I remember this kid grew like half a foot. In a short period of time. No, I definitely remember this happening because they would have played hockey together, so I would have been like there with his like siblings and his family and stuff like that. And because like there was no gravity forcing him back down, the kid just shot up.
And at that age, you're growing
6 or 8 inches or something. They were 13. Thankfully, everyone. It was what was it? So their bus was hit by a semi or like one of those long, like an 18-wheeler, like that long thing that was carrying Budweiser. Bottles of Budweiser.
Ironic.
And
no seatbelts on these buses. He's just like a coach bus.
There was no foul play. It was black ice. It was like nighttime black ice. And I can't for the life of me remember if the bus slid into the truck or if the truck slid into the bus. But either way, everyone was alive. And
I remember the kid Ryan. He was telling the story to us one time, and he was like buried under seats, and one of the guy's dads, like they knew someone was still on the bus, so like this guy just comes in like the Hulk and just starts like ripping seats apart right off the fucking, just like literally ripping them out of the floor, just like rah! And he saves the kid from.
You know what? I have heard of the adrenaline rush of parenthood that comes with, it's one of those things, like a baby's trapped under a car and the mother just like power lifts it up, one of those cases. Yeah, because I think these kids.
I always those stories. I alwaalys wonder, how did that baby get out of that car to begin with?
How did the baby end up under the car? That's the real question.
You're just like working on it. You got the baby on the little board sliding next to you.
Because see, I feel like if the baby's under the car, the mom fucked up. Now she's trying to now she has to lift. Now she has to lift the car before dad gets home because you can't get over.
A baby. But how could a baby even be trapped under a car? Couldn't it just like crawl away? If it's trapped, that means the weight of the car's on it, which means it's dead.
It would have had to, to get out of its chamber somehow. There's a lot of questions. How did the baby get so close to the car?
This woman's bringing in groceries. She puts the baby down on the ground.
Put the baby down on the ground. No, that's what it is. So you have like all these, like you just went shopping. You have all these bags and the baby in one arm, and you're kind of like putting them up and down as you go in and out of the trunk, and then you just forget which one's which.
She comes inside. She unwraps the blanket. A loaf of bread's in there. She's like, oh no, Santa Maria! She goes out to the car.
Yeah, the baby mixed himself up with a loaf of bread.
I believe the correct term for the phenomenon is retard strength.
That's
when you become sorry, you become overwhelmed. Anyways, John Cena uses it a lot in his matches when he hypes up.
Yes, you're so succumb with adrenaline that you just have to.
Yeah, you do these feats of strength that are amazing.
That would otherwise be known not to happen.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
All right, hell of a tangent.
Hell of a tangent. A weird story that we're both connected to. That guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't he live up on Patterson?
What?
Didn't he live up on Patterson?
I don't know. I never knew him outside of hockey.
Okay.
We were just business. Just business.
Yeah, it was strictly
Didn't
business.
go to the same school or anything.
Strictly business, nothing else. Okay, Mike, we're deep into this show, so we're just gonna wing this format because I think we already know what's happening, folks. You're listening to the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. This is the only wrestling podcast out there that's hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne, and my co-host Mike the Shoot Shepherd. Pew. We're back. This is our so we're hot 2020. We're hot off of the Shooties 2019.
Yes.
Extremely successful as always.
Oh yeah. Just like AEW, the slate is now clean for all the following year's awards, wrestler of the year, match of the year, anything. We're taking notes. We're watching all of you,
and we're getting the full year in here this time. Where last year it was the full year scope, although the show only covered kind of February and onwards.
Yeah. But so let's do this. Let's kick things off.
Let's kick off the wrestling year, the way that the wrestling world has been kicking off for decades now, since 1992. I think I saw. Was it? Wait, I want to get this right. Since 1992, the January 4th Tokyo Dome show is live, a.k.a. Wrestle Kingdom.
Review. So this is only Wrestle Kingdom 14, though. So
yes.
It was just. What was it? What was it before Wrestle Kingdom?
It had a whole lot of.
Was it just something different every time?
Yeah, I had to look into this due to some trivia that's coming up a little bit later. But yeah, it was. There were different names for a little while, and then it was called Wrestle World. I think 96 through 2001 or something. It's had it's evolved. It's evolved.
But it all carries the same lineage, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
The IWGP title.
That's correct. Similar titles and all that. But it is New Japan, and what better way to kick off the year than not one but two shows?
Yeah. So is this the first time they've ever done the double?
This is the first time they've ever done the double.
Yeah, so a lot of wrestling. It was a lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling, and like we talked about before, we both I did not watch this live. I watched this pre-taped.
Pre-taped.
Yeah.
Yes, same here.
And yeah, I skipped a lot of these tag matches. Of course, watching the single matches was really where my heart was at. But what do you want? What stood out to you?
Yeah, no, especially for the first night, there was like three things on the pre-show I didn't even nothing to do with that. But no, the 8-man tag at the beginning was fun with all those old guys and Jushin Liger just doing his shit, getting great. His 3,550th match. That's insane.
Wow. So this was 3,550, and then 3,551 was the next match. He had to stop just one. He couldn't have that even number.
Yeah, that's too perfect. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to start with here?
I just want to kick in with our IWGP United States Championship bout.
The Mox.
A Texas death match, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, so it's almost a last man standing match, but you can also win by submission. So either 10 count or submission. Everything else.
No DQs, no pinfalls.
No DQ.
Only
no
10 count. Okay, we got that. But but we do have Lance Archer defending his title, taking on the Mox Man. He's hot.
Yes, the title he never lost. He had to vacate due to typhoon issues.
Forfeit due to God. I think that's the first time that an act of God has resulted in a title forfeit.
Yes. Sidebar: did you ever see when Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon took on Shawn Michaels and God in a tag match?
No.
Yeah, it was just Vince teasing Shawn about his religion, basically, and during God's entrance, they just had a spotlight come to the ring, and that was it. It was just a handicap
so
match.
there was nobody. Okay, it was a 2-on-1. There was nobody there.
Yeah.
They just had a spotlight. That's funny. I want to look that up.
It was funny. They could have, if they should have shot like a backstage angle where like a guy in a green suit picks up Vince, and then they put it on a green screen so it looks like God's picking him up.
Yeah.
Vince, stop Vince. But that might have been too much. Anyways.
Yeah, to actually personify God.
They actually booked a match with God, yeah.
Wow.
It's in the record
So
books.
God's WWE record is 0-1?
I don't remember how the match went.
Oh, we got to figure that out. Yeah.
But yeah, so we get this match. Anything goes. We get chairs, trash can lids, kendo sticks.
All of it.
Yeah. All that good shit.
All of it. We were in the ring. We're out the ring. We're up the ramp.
Yeah, we get the old table made out of 4 chairs.
The old table made of chairs.
Yeah, Archer hits Moxley with like an electric bomb onto it. That's what I'll call it.
Okay.
And then we get this plastic bag he pulls out at one point. Just tries to suffocate Moxley. That's some ghetto shit there. Just like a grocery bag down his throat.
It was just a white grocery bag.
And then we get those great Japanese skinny tables. Moxley hits a jumping Death Rider off the apron through the table onto the floor. That was an awesome spot.
Yeah.
And the ref starts to make his count. Mox makes it back into the ring, and Arch struggles, but he can't get up before the 10 count. So that's the end. Moxley is once again the IWGP US champion.
Victory by 10 count.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they called it the Death Rider here in Japan. They always call it that instead of the Paradigm Shift.
Yeah, that comes up on his whatever
like
on his Titantron look, and I love the way they say it too. The Japanese announcers say it. I love the way they Death Rider.
They sell it.
they really sell how cool that thing is.
I love it. After Archer, he was bleeding from the arm, so I guess that table. Those tables don't fuck around.
That's what Jericho said one time. Is that or Kenny Omega said that those tables like aren't meant to break.
Yeah,
they're meant to be functioning tables. They're like, okay, they're used as wrestling props, but when we need an announce table, we're just gonna go to the same pile. Mm-hmm. It's perfect.
It's also weird how skinny they are.
Yeah,
like they're just long and narrow.
Hey man, whatever
that's fine.
Whatever works. I mean, even I was watching this with a buddy at work. And the first thing he caught about the Wrestle Kingdom show is just like the way they film it and how big this place looks. And now I'm sure the Tokyo Dome is huge. I'm sure it's, the biggest spot they got there. It's probably like a big arena here. But it's just the way it was filmed makes it feel so big.
Yeah, and I think too because like the floor area is so big, like. It just looks like it goes on forever,
and it doesn't have
elevation.
That's right, and even it could be in a place the same size as like something like WrestleMania, but WrestleMania has that huge display they have built over top of the ring.
Yeah,
where this is still like it has a jumbotron over top, but it doesn't have the whole. I don't know. Yeah,
there's a lot of there's open air. It feels like a big open. I don't know.
It feels like a real different show. But the Moxman's walking out of day one champion though.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he'll have, but his weekend's not done, as is the case for many of these men.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see John Moxley later. Next match we have coming up, we have Hiromu Takahashi taking on Will Ospreay for that IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Takahashi, this is his first big bout back since just destroying his neck, like a year and a half-ish ago. So this was sweet because I never really got to see this dude get going, because when I tuned into New Japan, he was hurt.
Yeah, well, he didn't hold back here. They had lots of cool just little reversal sequences, chain wrestling. There was this one spot where they were like trying to do moonsaults outside of the ring, but then he caught him, hit a German suplex, but he landed on his feet. They were just doing all this crazy shit. But eventually Takahashi pulls out this crazy new move. It was kind of like a gourd buster tombstone, but he just like puts him on the side, lands right on his fucking head.
Right awesome. On his head.
As you'll see a lot this weekend.
You see that a lot. Will Ospreay, or Takahashi, also took one of Ospreay's, he calls it the Essex Destroyer. Have you seen this one? I'm
sure I have.
It's a Canadian destroyer, but you're kind of like off to the side instead of over top of him. It's still kind of the same move, and same right on his head.
Yeah,
just right on it.
There was, another awesome match. Takahashi wins that championship,
and I think Will Ospreay won the belt last Wrestle Kingdom too. I think he beat Kota Ibushi, so he held it. I think he may have held that thing, for a full year.
There you go. That's a good reign. See what Seth Rollins has to say about that.
Or see what CM Punk has to say about that, because CM Punk also likes Will Ospreay a lot.
Oh, well, Seth Rollins didn't.
Seth does
they had
not.
A little feud.
Seth does not. More action coming up. More action coming up next.
More title matches here. Yeah, we got the the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Jay White defending against Naito. This match got a lot of time. This was like over 30 minutes, I think.
Yep.
Little Gato, is that how you say it? Gato? I couldn't.
Gato, that's correct.
Gato. Yeah, that little pudgy guy was on the outside just trying to interfere, help Jay White, full on heel. He uses a chair, hits Naito's leg, and so White gets the advantage for a while, but Naito fights back. Jay continues to try to cheat, but Naito overcomes all this, hits a modified brainbuster, followed by the Destino to get the win and the title. 4 title changes in a row. We didn't even mention that tag title.
Yes. Oh yeah, there was a tag title.
Finn
swap.
Juice. They won. Yeah.
Finn Juice.
There was a lot of titles to New Japan, but yeah, that was another fun match. All those shenanigans Naito was able to overcome.
And Jay White's looking a lot better each and every time we see him. I think that's what's fun about we check into New Japan not infrequently enough that people change every time we see them, and Jay White feels like he was a kid last Wrestle Kingdom, but now he's here, and with Gato, who Gato books the whole card. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that about him. He's been booking New Japan since like 2010 or something. Cool. So Gato's clearly behind Jay White, and all of it. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I like Jay White just leaning into this heel character he's got.
Yeah, anytime
he just comes across more personality during the match.
Anytime I see a guy with a long goatee, he's going to be a piece of shit. Because a normal goatee, that's like, okay, whatever, you just have facial hair. But when it's long and scraggly, it's like, oh, you're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Naito, he will move on to the next night to have that Golden Dash match, whatever it was called.
Yes, double dash, Golden Bash, or something. It's main event time, though. Folks, we have our final singles match of the night for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. We have Kazuchika Okada defending against Kota Ibushi, who won the G1 Climax, giving him the briefcase and the shot at the title. And Kota Ibushi looking better and better every time.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that little bowl cut. And
I love his haircut. So perfectly, like it never moves the whole match.
Never moves the whole time.
It's perfect.
It's crazy.
The bangs, everything is just...
How does that happen? I don't know. And then, of course, these guys get the old 40-minute main event treatment.
Starts out slow burning, submission holds, exchanging, but they work their way up. They start doing some crazy shit. Ibushi hits the bastard driver, which is an awesome move. Just like a tombstone where they tuck the legs under. I don't even know, but it's awesome. Fucking Ibushi. I love him.
Yeah, there was one of those that looked kind of bad.
Like landing on his head?
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's his head and neck. Yeah. He just doesn't care about either one.
And the strikes, too. Just the punches, kicks to the head. Okada, there was one moment where Ibushi's just no-selling, and he eats his huge drop kick and just stands right back up looking like a badass.
Oh, sick.
And then he starts using some closed fists on Okada, and the referee's red shoes. He's like, hey! No closed fists.
No closed fists.
Yeah. Then we get a fucking tombstone on the edge of the apron, a corkscrew tombstone in the ring, followed by a Rainmaker. Or he goes for the Rainmaker, but Ibushi hits his own Rainmaker, and he keeps throwing everything at Okada, but Okada keeps kicking out. Crowd's going nuts at this point. Ibushi goes up top for the Phoenix Splash, but Okada avoids it, hits a pair of Rainmakers, but Ibushi kicks out. He's still going. So we're like, holy fuck. Then Okada
how much longer? How much longer can he keep going for?
He picks up the lifeless Ibushi, hits 2 more Rainmakers, goes for a third. Ibushi ducks it, kicks his head, then a V-trigger. He goes for more, but Okada stops him, hits a sit-out tombstone, and one final Rainmaker to get the win. So he had to throw everything.
He had to throw everything he had at him. And the crowds were going as crazy as a New Japan crowd will.
Yeah, once you start kicking out of Rainmakers, and Ibushi started...
which is, I love that their version of crazy is so tame. Comparatively, I love the politeness of the crowd, or like the way that in which they enjoy it.
Yeah,
is also so special. I feel like if you and I were to go to the Tokyo Dome, which it's a very real option, right? I feel like I feel like the most expensive part is getting there.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like the tickets are like $20.
Tickets would be way cheaper than way cheaper than a WrestleMania. But,
which is also in the cards.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep doing them as long as we're around. So
one day, Mike, we'll go to a WrestleMania. One day, we'll go to a Wrestle Kingdom.
yes,
One day,
do a Royal Rumble.
We'll do a
We've done the
Rumble. We did a
SummerSlam,
SummerSlam. You know, one day.
We'll check off the big ones.
Maybe that's what we'll do. One year, we'll fly out to Atlanta, Georgia, and just we do takeover. We do we'll do a takeover. We do the Rumble, and maybe we catch a game, an Atlanta Hawks game or something.
Yeah.
See?
No more thrash.
No more thrash. I was thinking Atlanta Thrashers for a second. I was like, wait, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent match. I really wanted Ibushi to win the title though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still a great match. I can't.
Kazuchika Okada reigns, and then so we know kind of three dudes at the top of the card: Will Ospreay, Jay White, and Kota Ibushi, all losers coming out of the first night of Wrestle Kingdom. But that's okay because there is a second night.
Yes, we have more.
Of course, Liger had another match.
Yeah, so Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi took on Naito Sano and Jushin Thunder Liger. His final match ever. He was pulling off some fun stuff early on, just all these Mexican surfboard stretches, and he got to look
the
good.
Classic, the classic, yeah.
Yeah, he had some good back and forth with everyone, but of course it's his last match, so he goes out on his back. Takahashi picks him up, hits a tombstone to get the 3 count, ending the great career of the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger.
Of the legendary career, putting over stars of the future. Of course, Ryu Lee, formerly known as Dragon Lee, which I guess he was hurt for like a big period of time, but he's back, I think, and it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if he's with New Japan or with AAA or whatever it is, but
yeah, I don't know.
Who the hell knows?
These guys are floaters on this show.
Yeah, who the hell knows? We do have. Do you want to? Let's skip forward a couple matches, if we may dare. Because the Moxman has a round 2. Because I think the original plan was Lance Archer, Juice Robinson, and then then Moxman's like, I deserve a shot.
Hey, yeah, I never.
So we kind of 2-parted it. So John Moxley is going back to back and taking on Juice Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah, so they start the match just brawling outside the ring. Moxley tries to get some chairs, but he doesn't end up using them. This isn't a Texas death match. They just have a good old back and forth regular match. Moxley ends up hitting a double arm DDT. He holds on, floats over, and then hits the Death Rider to retain his title.
Death Rider.
And then after the match, Minoru Suzuki comes out and attacks Mox, chokes him out. So I guess that's the next Japan feud.
But Moxley works for AEW. What's happening here, Mike? Mike, what is happening here?
Well, there's other things that could have implications like that.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Yeah, this is another fantastic match. John Moxley's taking over the world. If 2019 was the year of Jericho, 2020 is the year of Moxley.
Yes. My only complaint about Moxley, did you see a few weeks ago? It took the internet world by storm, the wrestling internet world, when that one guy in the Dark Order was giving those terrible punches to Dustin.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Moxley's knee strikes when he's like holding the guy by the head and he's not even coming close by like 6 inches on some of those. That's my only complaint.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
In Japan, you can't get away with that, Moxley. Well, I guess he can, but when he's holding the guy and he's like doing the knee rise, I just want it to be more snug.
Okay.
Mox, if you're listening.
Moxley, if anybody associated with Moxley is listening
or
to the
Renee,
show,
if you want to get the word to him.
Please, anyone, Seth, if you guys are still talking, because Seth definitely listens to the show. He's on occasion taking our advice regarding Twitter.
I hope so. But yeah, good for you, Mox. Good win.
Great win. It's great to see you have that belt a little longer. Now you got a big schedule. You're going Japan to the East Coast United States, back to Japan, back to the East Coast United States. It's a lot of travel.
Yeah, hopefully the East Coast of Canada soon.
Oh my God, hopefully, dude. I had a dream. I had a dream last night, and like it was weird shit was happening, but amongst the weird shit, like I swear, they were advertising for AEW in Montreal. Like, that was like a part of my dream amongst all the other dumb shit that was happening. It's like, wait, what? They're at the Bell Center? What? And then
they'll hit the Bell Center. They'll hit it eventually.
No,
they'll also hit the Scotiabank first.
You think they're hitting the? No, they're gonna go Ricoh Coliseum. That's a Ricoh.
Yeah,
Coliseum.
they could go. If it's a pay-per-view, they could do Scotiabank.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
We'll see.
That would be fantastic.
We'll see.
Let's move on down this card though, because Jay White and Kota Ibushi had another match.
Yeah. So Guido again being a little shit, just trying to interfere, help White. Those metal barricades too that people are thrown into. Those are some real stiff shit.
Yeah. And I also like how the announcers tables are directly behind it. There's not even like a little bit of there's not even a little bit of space for the barricade to move. It's just the tables directly behind it.
Yeah. And then later on, the ref gets taken out, so Guido gets in the ring with a chair. He hits Ibushi with it, but then Kota nails him and just kills him with a single blow, which is funny. So the ref recovers. Ibushi hits a big knee strikes. He goes for the cover, but Guido pulls the ref out of the ring at 2.
It was for like 12 seconds too.
Yeah.
So I'm also watching this at work with and just losing my mind.
Yeah, he's such a little shit.
I'm just counting all the seconds that it could have been. I'm yelling at the guy I'm with. He's like, he should have won. He should have won. It was so It was completely unprofessional of me. It was crazy.
Yeah. Ibushi at one point hit a one-arm bastard driver, which looked cool. But then, Guido, he later on, he gets these brass knuckles out, tries to hit Kota. Ibushi stops him until White just flings a chair at his head, and then Guido hits him with the brass knuckles. And then White hits the Blade Runner, so Ibushi's dead. He pins him. After all that cheating, Jay White has won.
After all that cheating, Kota Ibushi has 2 losses in a row.
I know, I can't believe it. I was hoping he was going to be 2-0 this weekend.
After that G1 push that you get, just like the push you get after you win the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Then you're heading towards WrestleMania. What's this mean for? Hey,
I don't know. He's got to be that world champ someday. He's never had it. I thought this year was the year.
I thought this was the year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
everyone else, I don't know. Everyone else has had. I mean, not everyone, but all the other big names.
Everyone else has had it. Yeah, you're right. All the other big guys have had it. We're just waiting on you, dude.
Yeah. But he's never officially signed with New Japan, though, is he? Maybe that's why.
Oh, is he constantly a free agent?
He likes doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's like, maybe tonight I want to go to DDT. Maybe I want to go over to Noah. I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. But he's just such a big draw. Like no company would ever say no to him.
Like WWE wanted to sign him after the Cruiserweight Classic, but he's like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I want to do shit to my neck.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I'll come back in another couple years for a few more matches.
And why not?
All right.
Imagine imagine Kota Ibushi is the last entrant in the Rumble this year.
Woo, that'd be crazy.
Oh, people. Oh, it would shit your pants. People would shit their pants.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
You never know.
Let's
move on to someone who's not a free agent though, but he is someone who would. I don't foresee him as the last entrant
in the Rumble. No.
In the Royal Rumble this year. We have Chris Jericho taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, Hiroshi Tanahashi is 14th straight Wrestle Kingdom. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him for
impressive.
that.
Yeah.
However, there's a little caveat to this match because if Hiroshi Tanahashi wins, he will receive an AEW World Championship match at a point TBD, possibly even the pay-per-view coming up in February.
Yeah, that was that's another thing. Is it going to be on AEW's terms, or could he have it in Japan, or who knows?
Exactly, but Chris Jericho comes down, the Painmaker himself. Oh, you're coming down to your own music.
Got the
That's
face
pretty
paint
cool.
on.
And
he didn't come out to Judas though. Yeah, they couldn't get the rights, I guess.
No, I think he did.
Did he? I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay close enough attention.
I swear, no. That's shit. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. Okay, we'll nerds, you check it and let us know.
We'll check the tape on that.
We'll check the tape on that. But he does come out holding that AEW World Championship.
Oh yeah, he's got the title. He's got his face paint on that he wears once in a while.
Which I mean that is pretty slick though. Seeing the belts between the things that gave me a little mark pop.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jericho playing the heel early on. He's giving the crowd the finger. He calls his opponent Fukahashi. Was a big insult.
Big insult. I love the classic. What's turned into a Chris Jericho classic now of picking up a camera and taking photos of yourself giving the middle finger, which is I feel like what a teenager would do if they got a camera.
Well, he's got that attitude, the 50-year-old trying to be a little punk. It's funny, but yeah, this match was good. They start inside, but they soon brawl out to the ring. Jericho hits a DDT onto one of those little tables. I think they just kind of caught the end of it. They didn't quite break it.
The little, just the little table.
Looked even worse because of that, though. But and then later on, Jericho's just talking shit in the ring, and Tanahashi hits him with a low blow. And then Tanahashi goes off the top rope, but Jericho catches him midair with a code breaker, but only gets a 2 count. And then they go back and forth a little bit more, and then Jericho locks in that lion tamer in the middle of the ring. And Tanahashi's struggling, so Jericho puts it in extra deep, and he forces Tanahashi to tap out. So he does not get that title match.
Extra deep. Yeah, I thought he was going to take it right before that last code breaker. I thought Tanahashi was going to take it. And
going in, I thought Tanahashi would win this as well. I thought just to see what would happen too.
Chris Jericho hasn't lost in a long time now.
Well, that one tag match.
That one tag, no, but in in singles,
singles match, no.
in singles competition, he's still super protected right now. And you know what? These guys, Chris Jericho's 49 years old. Hiroshi Tanahashi's 43 years old.
Yeah, they put on a great match.
God damn, they can still put on a great match, even though they should long be retired. Tanahashi does not give you the vibe of somebody in their 40s.
No, yeah, no. He's got like a.
He's still quick. He can still.
He's like
do
an AJ
those.
Styles fitness type of thing.
He's an AJ Styles type. Where I think AJ Styles could just probably wrestle until he's 50. I want him to have. Yeah. I want AJ Styles to have his long, like his silky brown hair, but like it be silky and gray, or like silky salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
And then but that's a conversation for another day. Let's get to our main event. Let's get to our main event. So this is the double gold dash match. Double gold dash match.
Yeah.
Which, of course means what we all know what it means, so I don't even need to say it, but I think I'm going to say it anyways.
Titles.
It means that both titles are on the line.
Yes.
So we have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and the IWGP Intercontinental Championship on the line. We have Tetsuya Naito, the IC champ, taking on Kazuchika Okada, the Heavyweight Champion, in another barn burner. Kazuchika Okada can have 2 straight nights in a row of
like 35, 40-minute matches.
Upwards of 40-minute matches and still like be able to perform every time. Any highlights? What were your highlights for you through this match?
Yeah, just more people landing on their heads. There was Naito hits a poison run off the top rope, and Okada just lands on his head.
Yeah, just more people landing on their heads,
Yeah, Okada hits that corkscrew tombstone followed by a rainmaker, and Naito kicks out of that. There was a lot of rainmakers. Okada hits more, but Naito gets out. He hits his Destinier for 2 count, so everyone's kicking out of shit. But eventually, he does get some more moves in. He hits another Destinier, and he gets that win. So he's now a double champ.
Tetsuya Naito, the double champ, dethroning Kazuchika Okada, who is the goat of this IWGP belt. He's had the most defenses out of everybody. He's had the most combined days out of everybody. I think he's probably 3rd or 4th on the number of reigns list. So this is a tall order. Not only take out Kazuchika Okada, but take him out for that championship.
Yeah, and that's a big push for Naito. See, I don't know, what are they going to do now? He's got both titles. He's going to have to defend them both. He's going to be a busy man.
That's exactly correct. Did you watch the little what happened after though?
I think so.
Oh boy! Of course, in the midst of the celebration, WWE for former WWE star, what the fuck's his name? You know his name. Well, his name's Kenta now. What was his name then?
Oh, yeah.
Whoever he is, I don't know. Kenta comes out to congratulate Naito and then just fucking slaps him to the ground. So he wants one or both of those belts. I don't really know, but it looks like Kenta Naito is going to be our next thing, possibly leading up to Dominion in the summer. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, now it's bugging me. I need to know that guy's name.
know.
It'll come.
It'll come. But yeah, that was our Jesus Christ. That was our 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, that was. We only covered like half the matches.
And we only covered half the matches.
But
Fantastic shows on both sides.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We can't,
no word from Uncle Dave yet, though, on matches. But
yeah, there's a lot to get to. So
did you have a favorite on that on either of those 2 nights?
Probably Okada Ibushi.
The Okada Ibushi match.
Yeah, but that was probably my favorite overall. Lance Archer versus Moxley was great. They were all pretty solid.
All pretty good.
Ibushi Okada.
I think I'd give my match of the weekend to what did I like? The Takahashi Will Ospreay match. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that one was great as well.
Yeah, that was great. I love that one. That one that Will Ospreay does, where he just kind of runs full speed at you and swings his elbow like as hard as he can directly at your skull. And then I love that move.
And you just hope for the best.
You just kind of fingers crossed, hope for the best. And that was Wrestle Kingdom. It was great. What a way to kick off our wrestling year, Mike.
Yes.
Let's keep kicking off the year in the best possible way. Won championships crossing hands all week, and all weekend, and this will be no different because this week we have a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week.
All right, I think I might know who it is.
I think you know. I have a feeling you know where I'm going to go with this, Mike.
No,
so we are a couple weeks behind. I actually had some tweets that I'd found from earlier, or since we had our last show, since we had episode 49. So there was actually like some good stuff that on any other week would have won Tweet of the Week. But things like this only come along every so often. Earlier on in the week, The Miz was on WWE Backstage on Fox, where he, I guess, filmed a little selfie video of a little CM Punk type spoof, and he kind of walked up and said, "Oh, sorry, I did not change the culture." Just kind of, spoofing whatever.
Yeah.
And CM Punk responds to this tweet, this little thing by the way, on the Fox, it wasn't like somebody retweeted this. It was directly on the WWE on Fox, and then he retweeted this by saying to The Miz, "Go suck a blood-covered dick in Saudi Arabia, you fucking dork."
Yeah. So... pretty harsh.
This is okay, I'm gonna say a little too harsh. I'm just gonna say
like this. A response, yeah. Like Miz he started at about a 2 or 3.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Punk just.
He started as I'm literally just spoofing you.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. CM Punk I thought was our Twitter kind of expert of like what should and should not be said. He's saying fantastic things about Will Ospreay. He's saying Seth Rollins, stop just doing this.
Yeah.
This is a weird move for CM Punk, though. I do have to give it to him. Though, because he's saying shit on Twitter that I think like you or I would have said after a full bottle of Jameson, and he's doing this completely sober. So I do have to give it to you for that. I have to put you over for that one. Because he's speaking with that whiskey confidence.
Yeah, he does not give a fuck, but he has since deleted the tweet, but it's out there.
It was out there. You know what? I feel like there's 2 ways to approach that sort of Saudi Arabia thing. It's like the Daniel Bryan way of I'm just going to gracefully not do it and write the story around me. I'll see you guys when you get back. And then there's this way. Like CM Punk would not be going to Saudi Arabia. 100%.
I think Miz didn't even go to this year's one. I think he was one of the few guys that was on that SmackDown when everyone wasn't back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from what I recall. But
okay.
He still has gone before, but yeah, the whole thing is pretty hilarious. Just CM Punk.
Well, yeah, he went to the one before where there was like the best in the world thing because that's how he ended up winning. That's how he ended up actually winning it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was
woof.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I got for that one. So, but congratulations to CM Punk, our tweet of the week champion, of course. So
now he's got two potential feuds coming back with both Miz and Rollins.
Perfect. 2-time tweet of the week champion.
There you go.
There you have it. And what a great way to kick off that.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, I think
you're like, okay, this is it. There was another good one. I just quick tweet of the week shout out, because like I said, on any other given week, this may have won it. Backstage Charlie had a good tweet about where she said, I'll give up my entire paycheck to stop to not see Lashley and Lana on TV. And I was like, you know what? That was also pretty. Yeah, I would have given it to you for that one, but nothing beats that Saudi blood money.
Yeah, not this week, Charlie.
Not this week, Charlie.
But nice to know that Charlie's out there.
Oh, she's out there. Oh, she's shooting. She's shooting hard.
Yeah, she gets mentioned on this show. We respect you, Charlie.
Of course, Backstage Charlie is one of my backstage favorites.
It's a name of endearment. We know your name. It's an endearing name.
Of course, and I know. I even know how to spell it. I think I spelled it a couple weeks back. I think I spelled it a couple weeks back too.
You've been a trivia question, Charlie. We love you.
You've made it. You've made it, Backstage Charlie. Okay. Let's kick this one off because we're done talking about New Japan. We're done talking about Twitter.
Before we move forward, let's move backwards real quick. I just want a couple things happen on SmackDown.
You love moving backwards.
Well, there is some important things here. So Shorty G had a match, and then afterwards, Sheamus comes out, so we get his official return. He scares off the Revival, but then he hits Shorty G, so I guess he's a heel. That wasn't the only return we got, because The Miz fought Kofi Kingston, and The Miz lost, and then after, he does a heel move. He attacks Kofi after the match, and he runs off all angry. So backstage, they try to get a word with The Miz. But who opens the locker room door? John Morrison.
Van Morrison.
Yes, the former singer, songwriter, musician, singer of The Doors. But he answers the door here, making his return, and he just says, not now. So that was the big John Moore. They didn't even say his name or anything. You just had to know it was him.
Didn't even see his name. Heel Miz, heel Morrison. They had a tag team called something, right?
Yeah, like the Miz Moore.
More Miz.
Yeah. But
this is great. Top heel. I mean, who are our top heels on SmackDown right now? Besides, fucking Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. But if the Miz Daniel Bryan's ever gonna happen, we'll need a piece of shit Miz.
Yeah. So not one, not two. That's two returns. So we still got a third return coming up. Because during the main event, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan took on Ziggler and Corbin. During the match, the lights shut out. The Fiend appears. He attacks Bryan, so he's taken out. So Ziggler and Corbin get out the handcuffs. They get out the dog food. They're ready to embarrass Roman Reigns again. When, watch out, get off the road because the Usos are back. They make their big return.
Get off the road. Get off the road. The Usos are back.
Yeah, they get a big pop. They come down, save their cousin Roman, and stand tall. So good to have them back. I was happy.
This is great. The bloodline, yeah, why not?
The bloodline, yeah.
This is our six-man tag, right? Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and friend against Roman Reigns and the Usos.
Yeah, next week. That's your SmackDown main event.
That's your SmackDown main event for the next couple weeks, folks.
So three big returns. Not bad for a SmackDown.
It was not bad. Still no word on Naomi. I guess I don't know. I don't know what show she's supposed to be on.
Yeah, probably SmackDown. And then one last thing, because this is very important: the Otis and Mandy Rose saga. You may remember last time Ziggler squashed the cake that he had given to her.
Yes.
So we see Otis backstage. He's working out, just lifting a keg, and then Mandy Rose approaches him. She's like, "Oh, hey, Happy New Year. How's your mom? Did you make anything for the holidays?" And Otis is just like, why don't you go as Ziggler? She's like, oh, you saw that? He's like, I didn't, but my mama did. And then Tucker just walks up, hey, man, we got a match. Let's go. So Mandy's left hanging. And now, there's this tease that she's the one lusting after Otis. So
that's what I really think it is.
I'm intrigued. yeah, so that was that. That's all I got for SmackDown.
Perfect. Yeah, big returns.
Needed to get those in there.
Big returns to kick off the new year. I guess that was on like the 3rd or something of January.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was great. It's going to see the Usos teaming up with Roman Reigns in the future, and Sheamus with his cool goatee thing. What did I say about the shaggy goatee? What did I just say about the shaggy goatee?
But he's a heel, so
it means you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, he got rid of the mohawk though. He's just got his gelled hair again.
Now he's just got the spiked up thing,
which is no more you look stupid chance.
Which is great. Maybe one last run for this. I mean, he's got to be 40 years old. He's got to be old. He's so big. I bet this isn't going to work out for a lot longer for him.
He's and he's had some injury issues lately, so only a couple more runs left for him. We'll see.
I mean, the guy has to be like 6'4", right?
Something like that.
Yeah, dude's got to be huge. Yeah, 6'4". They have him 6'4", 260.
260.
Yeah. That's inflated, but god damn it. God damn it, great to see those returns, Mike, on the very first SmackDown of the year. But I think we should keep moving on, because the week also keeps moving on. Where we are kicking off 2020 with the longest running episodic television ever made ever, I think.
Yes.
Is that their claim to fame?
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines. And of course, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Monday Night Raw live from fucking somewhere USA, where we've been told that Brock Lesnar's going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great, because I kind of forget what he looks like.
Yeah,
I know he's got a tattoo of something. His hair
thing.
Is his hair going to be long or short? Will he have a beard? We do not know. He kind of shows up and he looks a little bit different every time. But this time he comes down, of course, with his consistently looking Penguin counterpart, Paul Heyman.
Yes.
To really just to tell us that Brock Lesnar he doesn't want to wait for someone to challenge him for this WWE Championship anymore, and he's actually going to be joining the Royal Rumble match at number 1, just to prove to us how dominant he is.
Yeah, so I mean,
whoa,
that kind of just gets him out of having to defend his title, though.
Gets him having to defend the title. I think if before this week, if you asked me which Rumble will main event, I think I would have said the Women's Rumble. But I think this is pretty much the men's Rumble is going to main event in a couple weeks this year. I think it's going to be exactly what I think it is. It's just going to be Brock Lesnar throwing guys who are internet over, but not TV over. Like Shorty G is getting tossed. Mustafa Ali is getting tossed. Andrade is going to get tossed. Kind of guys who I think like the nerds really fan over. Really just kind of like to fucking stick it to them. And he's gonna last a long time. I don't know. He's gonna last until that kind of like last 5. Which is
he's got to make it at least till the 20s.
Which is a pretty tall order to ask of anybody. I mean, I know, Brock Lesnar has that specific schedule that he gets to work. But I guess part of that was like, hey, you can have no matches in 6 months, but the one you have to be out there for an hour.
Yeah, and he starts sweating like a suckling.
Oh, he's going to get red so early.
Yeah. So but no, that adds a fun, intriguing storyline, and obviously whoever eliminates Brock is going to get a huge pop, huge push.
Yeah, I mean, do we have an early on shoot meter regarding Rumble winners? Even who you think will eliminate Brock?
Surprise entrant coming out at number 29. Dominic.
Dominic's going to eliminate Brock Lesnar.
Yes, with Rey Mysterio in the ring, another late entry. They're going to team up, and Cain Velasquez as well. He might be at the Rumble. Who knows?
Yeah, Cain. Cain. If Cain's going to eliminate Brock, get that title shot. I'm putting my early shoot meter on. I think Drew. Drew McIntyre. I think this is his time.
I feel like Every time Drew's almost going to get a big push. He never does.
This has to be it, though. This is the one time. if it doesn't, if it doesn't happen this time, then I'm off the train. It was sort of like
you can have Drew. I'm hedging my bets elsewhere. But
sort of like Braun Strowman. You know, it was like every single time he gets the push, it never happens, and now we're officially off the Braun Strowman train. Yeah. Right? It's like it's never gonna happen. But Drew, I don't know.
Drew still. We'll see.
Let's move on. Let's move on to another our first match of the night, which is actually a United States Championship match. Andrade taking on Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio comes out, cuts a little promo in both in Spanish and English, explaining that Andrade does not deserve to represent the United States. And of course, so we get the match, and Zelina Vega is of course by Andrade's side.
Yeah, this was a good match. Mysterio hits a Canadian Destroyer,
Woo!
And he gets the 3 count. But Zelina Vega had put Andrade's foot on the bottom rope.
See, that's why you have somebody who's intelligent like that in the ring to help you out with these sorts of things.
Luckily, she's just tall enough to reach the bottom rope as well.
Luckily, if she would have missed his foot, whoops.
Yeah. So the ref waves off his decision. The match is restarted, and then later on, Rey hits a 619, but Andrade rolls out of the ring, and Zelina helps him. So Rey jumps onto Andrade, and then Andrade just throws Rey off of him, and he lands on Vega. So there's a nice man-on-woman bump. It's fun to see.
Yep. We're always one step away from getting that first, that first intergender match. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, last year we got that Baron Corbin had the end of days on Becky. We're like, ooh, that's big. That's
every
big.
once in a while they do something.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, Becky fought. Or she defeated James Ellsworth, too, as well.
Right? Yeah, right. I remember that.
But, so Rey, Andrade grabs Rey, throws him into the steps, and then he goes for the hammerlock DDT, but the ref stops him to check on Rey. And then Rey goes to check on Vega because he's a nice guy, because he feels bad. He's like, hey, man, I have a wife and daughter. I didn't mean to hit her.
Nice guy, Rey.
Andrade says, fuck that. He gives him the hammerlock DDT, gets the win. And then after the match, the big heel, he rips off Rey's mask and gives it to Zelina as a peace offering.
Yeah, this is weird. It seems like, wasn't it just like a couple weeks ago, this was like Mysterio was retiring? And now we've taken his mask off. He's been defeated a couple times in a row.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's teased that retirement like 3 times, and then his son had to talk him out of it. He's not retiring. Can't
complain about that action though. I think few people have more chemistry together, or at least on Raw. So this was a great way to kick off 2020 with this match.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It happened later on at some point. They're backstage interviewing Andrade or something, and then Rey just runs him, beats him up, takes his mask back.
Yeah,
so he saw the back of his bald head.
we have seen the front though. The internet knows what it looks like.
He's been unmasked before
a couple times. Yeah, I think when you're going for like 20 years, you've been in a couple unmasking storylines at that point.
Yeah, but anyways, it's just a matter of pride.
Speaking of pride, we got another match coming up.
Another title match.
Title match, 2 in a row. Who doesn't love tag team wrestling? We have the Viking Raiders defending, I think they're the champs, against the OC and the Street Profits. I don't know, though. I don't know who's champions because...
Yeah, the Viking... Well, yeah.
I didn't watch the introductions. I didn't watch them walk down to the ramp. I just cut into the action.
The big foghorn that goes off when the Vikings come out.
Of course, the Viking Raiders are the champs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're the champs.
Oh, my God.
It was still a solid match. The crowd loves the Street Profits, even though
they've lost a lot of heat lately, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say they haven't done too much with them. They've been losing, but Carl Anderson tries to steal the victory at one point, but he gets caught alone against the Vikings, and they hit their power bomb, big splash combo to retain their titles.
Besides like the losing, the kind of quieter reaction the Street Profits are getting, this was a fantastic match, but Street Profits are a bunch of studs. Montez Ford is awesome, and the crowd's behind him the entire time, and it's only a matter of time until these guys start climbing up the rank.
They have the talent, they just need the focus with the tag division.
Yes, we need to focus in on whatever the hell we're doing over there.
Yeah. We get...
We're kicking over to the women's side of things.
Yeah, the man, the champ, Becky Lynch comes out and she just cuts a promo going over the history of her and Asuka, who then comes out and she gets in the ring with Becky, but the man clocks her with the man's right and walks away.
The man's right.
Yeah,
and just walks away. For me personally, I think, this is the hottest story, I think, that we have on Raw right now. Is at least this build to Asuka Becky.
Yeah, if I'm being serious, yes.
If I'm being serious, I mean, honestly, the hottest angle is what's in the cage. But
I was going to say, coming up next is what...
I think that's the actual hottest angle. But, yeah, this is going to be great. It's just like...
No, at the Rumble, that's going to be a good match.
Yeah, just when's the match going to happen? It's going to be fantastic. Let's keep going.
Rumble's always fun just for obviously the 2 Rumble matches, but between Becky, Asuka, Bryan, Fiend, we should have some fun other things going on.
And I do like this Asuka just speaking in Japanese thing, and you don't need to know what she's saying to know that she's being a piece of shit.
Yeah, and then once in a while she'll put a stamp on it. She'll be like, Asuka, 2 belt.
Yeah, that's really getting over. She's finally getting over. It seems after years of, I mean, she was a champion before.
Yeah, on NXT she was super over, and but then she had that loss to Charlotte, and then they kind of put her down for a bit, but...
Yeah.
Now that Kairi Sane had that injury, Asuka could shine as a solo for a bit and still be tag champ. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Well, let's hope Kairi Sane gets better too.
Oh, of course.
Of course. But yeah, like I was just saying, the hottest angle in the entire company right now. What is in the cage? Backstage, Mojo Rawley asked Eric Rowan if he can play Look in the Cage, and then Eric Rowan's just like,
He's
okay.
Like, you know what? Help yourself.
What? Why?
He's like, but don't
why
tell
was
anybody.
this? Yeah, like why was
Caught him
this?
in a good mood. Yeah, he caught him
I
in
guess
a good mood.
I'm in a good mood today.
So-
And then Mojo takes a look and he freaks out right afterwards.
Yeah, he jumps back. He's screaming. He's like, "What's wrong with you, man? What the hell?" And he just walks off. Rowan smiles. So a little tease. We still don't know, but there's something
we
morbid.
still don't know. Yeah, something.
Now I'm thinking now it's something like mutilated in there, like some I don't know.
But you still
Severed.
think it's gonna be a live thing?
I might not be able. I don't know because something else happens later on. So I'm very. But I want to know. At least that's how they got you. They make you want it.
That's how they got you. And as a result of this, I think Eric Rowan takes on a jobber and he takes him out.
Kills the little guy, and then after the match, he drags him over to the cage. He sticks his face in, and then the man pulls away, and he's screaming. There's blood covering his face, so we don't know what the hell happened in there. So did this creature attack him? Did it spit on him? I don't know. But so I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, we have no clue.
Is it alive? It's good, but something morbid.
It's like it's as if something like scratched him.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you think I don't know.
It's so hot. It's so hot right now.
Whoever made the mask for the Fiend put it together some like animatronic creature.
Well, I was about to say, because when they put his face in there, something had to spurt blood at him. It was like there had to have been like a little button that was pressed.
We have to see it eventually. They have to have something.
Oh my God, where's the payoff going to be? God damn it.
So I don't know, but yeah, they can't make it go too much longer. We gotta get it. They gave us this tiny tease this week. We gotta get more peeks, little glimpse of what's under there. A wing, a leg. Show me something.
A sound,
feathers, scales.
Anything.
A sound. Is it gonna be like?
Or is it more of like a ho?
Yeah,
that could be big. That could be big. But yeah, this is hot. This is hot, and the shoot meter is flying all over the place on this angle. So hopefully on that one, let's hope we get something conclusion on that later. Let's move on to our next match though. We've got the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yes,
taking on Akira Tozawa.
Yeah. Not much here. Styles gets a pretty decisive win, but he gets the finish with an RKO, mocking Orton. He was doing some of his mannerisms as well. He's doing his little taunt on the rope and the pump up and
his whole yeah.
So there's your mid-card feud. They've kind of been at each other for a little while now.
Yeah, they have been, and they had the match. Didn't they have the match at Mania that we forgot about? That we're circling back to this.
Orton Styles? Yeah, I barely remember.
You know, just a couple champs, just a couple pros, doing a job.
So one of the funnier moments happened after this, when Styles is done, he's walking back up the ramp, and then the wedding minister from the next segment rolls into the ring, and then security just jumps on him and tackles him and pulls him out. Did you see that clip?
So how the fuck does this happen? Okay, so this is what I'm picturing, right? So you're an actor and you're in the business, right? Or you're an actor and you've always wanted to roll under the ropes of a WWE ring,
yeah.
and this is your big chance, right? So you're sitting there by the timekeeper's area, or wherever you're sitting, and you're waiting for their time. Then someone taps you on the shoulder, they're like, "Okay, go." And now you go, and of course you're gonna roll under. Because you've been dreaming of this.
Walk up the stairs
You're not
like
going to take the
minute.
stairs because what would a crazy person do who's rushing the stage? They would roll under. They wouldn't take the stairs in a calm, nonchalant way.
Yeah.
This guy gets fucking tackled. Who didn't tell security that this was
hilarious.
happening?
So apparently some woman comes running out. She's got the Bible. She's like, no, it's first segment. So they sort things out.
But the camera didn't pan away immediately. Like
at first it zoomed in. It's like, oh, should I be filming this? Something's happening. And then
I feel like Vince is back there in Gorilla just saying like, hey, just wait a second.
Yeah.
He's like waiting till the very last minute. Then
yeah.
he's like, okay, change it.
Probably because he knows it's supposed to, like, he knows the guy's part of the show. So he's like, God damn it.
That's funny shit. That's funny shit.
Yeah. So he was out there for a reason, because they did not properly finish the wedding last week. Rusev popped out of the cake and ruined it. So
Good point.
Lashley and Lana come back out. The minister's here. It doesn't take too long. He officially marries them. Lana then cuts a promo about all those interruptions, and then Rusev pops up on the screen. He's on a tropical island, or at least it looks like it. Not
Well, he's on the beach. He's in full vacation mode. He's in full honeymoon mode, right? He's going on a honeymoon by himself.
Yeah, so he's just teasing them, and they yell at the screen, and Lana just keeps droning on, and then Lashley tells her to shut up.
Did you see that? That felt like too much.
There was telling a woman to shut up?
Yeah, that felt a bit weird to me.
Well, I don't think he truly loves her. So
that's a good point.
We're
still waiting. Extreme Rules is February, right? Lana on a pole match. I mean, it's coming. Or Lana in the shark cage. Loser gets to keep her. I think that's the only that's the only place where this can go.
Yeah, we haven't seen the shark cage in a year and a half or so.
I think since Enzo Amore was in one.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
So Lana, she gets told to shut up, but they don't linger on that too long. Lashley just says if Rusev has any balls, he'll show up next week on Raw. So that's all you get for this week with that angle.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see next week. Of course, it's getting the hits. It's getting the hits for the WWE. Apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, they made like 15 mil from YouTube revenue last year.
Wow.
Not bad.
And you think Lana and Lashley are seeing any of it?
I don't know how that works. But we'll see.
You'd like to hope so.
A little something.
Yeah.
Backstage, she interviews R-Truth about him setting the record for the most title wins in WWE history, breaking Raven's old record from
of the Hardcore Championship.
Of the Hardcore,
right.
Truth is taking. I mean, Truth is more of a WWE guy than Raven, so that's appropriate, I guess.
It's fantastic.
Before he can say much, Liv Morgan walks up. And she says that next week she will be in Rusev's corner when he takes on Lashley. But I'm hoping that Liv can be more than just a corner woman, because we didn't get much from her at all this week after that big angle last week.
You know what? And I kind of got this feeling that the Liv Morgan angle wasn't supposed to happen. I've kind of gotten the feeling that they were building Liv Morgan for something else, and then something happened backstage, and it was like just throw her into it. Because all they would have to do for the crowd to pop is just have Liv Morgan seen and then play the Fiend's like little intro music. That's all you would have had to do, right? Like building to something. It really feels like that Lana lesbian angle was not intended, and now they're just going to move right past it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do next week.
Have Liv Morgan in the corner, and then, I don't know, a buffer week, and then we can move her on to maybe...
Yeah, I don't want her to be... She should not be a corner woman. She should be in her own storylines, doing her own shit. Wrestling matches.
Of course. Yeah. It does seem like a weird thing to do.
Yeah. But, anyways, we get someone else we haven't seen in a long time. Sarah Logan. Another former Riot Squad member.
And she's covered with all sorts of face paint and Viking attire. If only there was
pelts though today.
If only there was another group on this show that had similar Viking looking attire to them. Shit, it'd be
you know,
great.
things happen.
It'd be great if there was only not what's the word I'm looking for? Something that we could all do together. No, that's a bad one. What's a synonym? Yeah, what's something that we kind of like something that we could all do and enjoy at the same time. To do with Vikings.
Well, yeah.
This one's tough. This one's tough. I don't know where I'm going with this one, but yeah, Sarah
the
Logan.
Dark Order, Dark Collective, same thing there.
No, it's the same thing. So okay. Anyways, let's move on. We got Sarah Logan taking
Charlotte Flair.
on my girl Charlotte Flair. Throws her around. Fantastic. Next up, though,
match never even really started.
Match never really starts. I bet Sarah Logan's getting a lot of main event time. I bet she's a staple on that, along with Natty.
But your other favorite guy, not Drew McIntyre. No way Jose's here to take on Drew McIntyre. And of course, Drew, he just beats up a bunch of the Conga Line buddies because Jose's too easy on his own. And then eventually Drew does hit him with the Claymore, which now he counts down to. I don't know.
That was cool.
Yeah,
or like the crowd. The crowd. The crowd.
Trying to get the crowd into it.
Yeah, the crowd kept going like one more time.
Oh yeah, so he kept doing some more. He's like, "You want me to do one more?
One more?
You want more?
You want some more?" And of course, he gets the win. Of course, Drew McIntyre gets the win after the match. Drew McIntyre picks up a little microphone that he gets somehow, and he I never know. And he does announce his entry to the Royal Rumble match, saying all sorts of stuff. He promises that no one's going to stand in his way. There you go, man. I think okay, Drew McIntyre is the kind of guy who, even in NXT, coming out of NXT, it's just like, he's going to be a champ one day. He's got he's going to be a champ. He will be a champion. He's got the look, he's got the size, he's got the mic skills, the in-ring. He's going to be a champ. He's going to be a champ. He's going to be a champ. So why not, like, right now?
Well, that's exactly how I feel about this next guy.
He did say one thing before we do move on, though, from this little segment. He did say one thing in his little post that got me laughing. That he was saying that, like, everyone in the Conga Line is like dumb except for the cheeseburger guy, and that made me laugh. Give a little props out to that guy. So there you have it. Hopefully, he will get a better WrestleMania moment this year than he did last year.
Yes, just like this other next big thing, also from NXT. Mr. Aleister Black here, taking on Shelton Benjamin, who I guess is on Raw. So, quick little match, you know how it goes. Black hits the Black Mass for the win, but then after, Buddy Murphy comes out and attacks him and leaves him laid out. So that feud's still going.
Yep, still going on. I mean, and they can just
Murphy's 0-2, but he's not over it.
Yeah, they can just keep doing it. It's going to be their round 3. Maybe something at the Rumble. I hope it doesn't culminate on television, Yeah,
I don't know. Well, I imagine they'll both be in the Rumble match, and they can have a little showdown there, and we'll see what happens.
That's a good point. Let's. It's main event time, though. Let's move on to the main event, where we're told we're getting Seth Rollins and AOP versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and a mystery partner. Yeah,
they teased it earlier on in the night. They had Kevin Owens or Samoa Joe take Kevin Owens and Charlie to like this dark locker room, and he gave him a peek. And Big Show was just kind of sitting in the dark all night waiting for his time.
I guess so.
Sorry, I just spoiled the surprise.
Oh my God, Mike!
It is Samoa Joe, Kevin O, and the Big Show taking on AOP and Rollins. So after over 2 years of being away,
really, it's been that long.
I think so. 2017 or 20. Yeah, it's been a while since.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, he's not retired yet, boys. You know how it goes. Big Show gets the hot tag later in the match. He starts running wilds, but then AOP grab him. Seth Rollins hits him with a chair, so we get the DQ. But then Joe and Owens help Show after the match, and Big Show nails Rollins with the KO punch, so AOP just drag him off as the baby faces stand tall to end the show.
Stand tall to end the show. Big Show's back and ready to turn.
Ready for that Royal Rumble. Have the old gang up moment.
Yeah. I think I saw somewhere someone actually went back to count the amount of times that Big Show has turned. Oh. And it was something like 31 or 33 times since debuting on WCW has he turned like heel to face, heel face, heel face, heel face, heel face, heel face.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Just fantastic. It's fantastic. What a great way to kick off, or sorry, what a great way to end the very first Monday Night Raw of the year.
Of the decade.
The decade. There you go. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, crowd was happy for the big show. So
yeah, why not?
There you go.
Why not? And that's all the show. That was Monday Night Raw. That was the show. I think we're gonna take a quick little break.
Yes.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back with, of course, some trivia, and it is the Wednesday Night Wars. So you're gonna want to stick around for that.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, brother, yeah.
We're back. We're back with the second half of the show.
Yeah, we got some.
Some
fun...
may say it's the best part, or I bet there's also people out there who are saying it's the worst part of the show.
No.
Well, I mean, if
way.
there's people saying the one thing, there have to be people saying the other thing.
Not always.
Not always. Let's kick off the second half of the show the only way that we know how, which is with our trivia.
Trivia. Woo. Trivia. Woo.
We've got all sorts of Q's and hopefully a few A's. Mike, I've got 4 questions for you.
I've got 4 for you.
Oh boy! So we're just gonna do the old pancake stack. We're just gonna flap the flapjack stack. Mike, I'm gonna kick off this week's trivia for you. Of course, we just passed Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. And there have been a lot of WWE stars who have wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom. So all these questions are having to do with people or WWE wrestlers who have also had matches at Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, and they're all just kind of like one answer things. But I think you can get it. They're all people you know and names you know and names and people that are pretty goddamn.
But they could their WWE career could have happened before or after.
In
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, okay. So we're gonna kick back to 2010 at Wrestle Kingdom 4. The tag team in New Japan known as Team 3D. Lost their IWGP Tag Team Championships. What is the Team 3D better known as in WWE?
The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys is correct. In over New Japan, they were called Brother Ray and Brother Devon.
Yes, copyright
issues. But yeah, there you have it.
If they were in China, they could get away with it.
Maybe
they don't care about it.
Yeah.
Copyright. All right, sticking with something similar theme-wise, Jushin Thunder Liger, of course, wrestled his final match ever at Wrestle Kingdom this past weekend.
Jushin Thunder Liger.
But he did have one match in the WWE/NXT universe. Do you know who his opponent was?
An opponent in NXT?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it happened at the first TakeOver Brooklyn.
Okay, so
his only match that he wrestled for.
What year is that? Can I get a year guess? That would
I can give you.
Okay.
No, I'll give you the year. Give me 5 seconds. So the first TakeOver Brooklyn, of course, famously held in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn,
2015.
2015. Okay, so 2015.
Someone on the NXT roster.
Someone on the NXT roster who may not be on the NXT roster right now. It's gonna be someone who he was comfortable working with, maybe someone who's going to put on a good match. I'm going to say someone else who's of a similar style and could work something like that. I'm going to go out and say it was Finn Balor.
A worthy guess, but no. It was actually someone may seem a bit surprising to you, but he was a much bigger deal at the time. He was semi-main event material in NXT. It was Tyler Breeze.
Tyler
Prince
Breeze.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he flirted with the NXT title but never won it, but he was up there, so it was actually a good match if you ever want to go back and watch it. The crowd loved Liger. He was doing all his fun little poses and moves.
And that was Liger's only match in NXT?
Yeah. But now he's there, just like Kota Ibushi and a couple others. They can say they technically wrestled.
They've technically wrestled.
The WWE umbrella. So it was cool. And he can enter the Hall of Fame now. And he'd be like, yeah, I remember when I was in NXT.
For that one day.
So there you go.
Fantastic. Who won?
Oh, Liger won.
Oh, cool.
Undefeated
in NXT. 1-0. Okay, Mike, I got a second question for you. WWE stars at Wrestle Kingdom. At Wrestle Kingdom 5, Tetsuya Naito had a match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, which at the time was held by which Attitude Era star?
I'm going to say Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle's a good guess, but you're actually wrong. The correct answer is Jeff Hardy.
Oh.
Yes, this is 2011. And, yeah.
Well, that's good. Good. Yeah, I don't think of Jeff Hardy as much when it comes to the Japan stuff.
Yeah, I guess there was a time where I think Ring of Honor and New Japan are chill together. So I guess this was just kind of before that, where it was TNA.
Well, good stuff. All right, another one and done. So Awesome Kong. She's currently in AEW here in the women's division, but she was known as Karma when she worked for WWE, and she did take part in only one match. Do you know who she fought in that one match?
Her name was Karma.
Karma. She's the exact same person as Awesome Kong. They just wanted a name that they could trademark.
Yeah, they just wanted their own name. God, I don't even know who that would be. I'm gonna say it's somebody else big.
Yeah. It's a slightly to give a hint, I'll say it's a slight trick question.
It's a slightly trick question. So I'm gonna feel like maybe she didn't the match never happened, or it was trick question. Okay. Let me think about this. Trick question. Maybe so. The match didn't happen.
She wasn't in a match. She was in the match.
Okay.
It's in the record book.
Okay, but it's not. It's not a match.
It's a match.
It's a match, but I don't think you're looking for. I think you're looking for some type of battle royal type thing.
If you can.
I think you're looking for either like an Andre the Memorial Battle Royal Giant thing. Or God, maybe even the Rumble, but I don't remember you. I know we had trivia one time about Nia Jax in the Rumble, but I don't remember if she was like the only woman. Fuck, it's going to be one of those two things, and whichever one I say is going to be the wrong one. But I'm going to say it was a Royal Rumble.
Yes, she competed against 29 other men in the 2012 Royal Rumble.
2012, no shit.
Yeah, she was like the second or third woman to enter the Rumble at the time.
And how'd she do?
She did all right. I think she probably eliminated someone like Santino Marella.
Yeah, a couple joke eliminations, and then
and then she gets big. Yeah, someone big. I don't know. But that was her one. She was signed for like a year or two. She was even in one of the video games, but that ended up being her only match.
Really?
She got pregnant, and then she lost the thing, unfortunately, and things just fell apart. But now she's with AEW. She's doing all right. So there you go.
Well, yeah, she's the enforcer of the Nightmare Collective, whatever they're called.
Yeah. She wears the hair belt.
She wears the hair belt. You know, the belt of all the hair. Fantastic. God, I can't believe I got that.
Yeah, there you go.
It
was, like I said, it was a bit of a trick.
It was a bit of a trick. That's as soon as you said trick, it was that was great. Okay, Mike, next question for you. Question number 3. And this was only a few years ago. Wrestle Kingdom 10. It only took 12 minutes for this time splitter to defeat Kenny Omega for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
I would say Kushida.
He did. He won it like 3 or 4 times over there too.
Yeah, and now he's we haven't seen too much from him in NXT doing much yet, but he's getting stuff.
Yeah. Well,
he's kept the gimmick.
He will be
and
participating in this Dusty Road Classic.
Yeah. Who's his partner again? Wasn't it his fellow time splitter?
It's his fellow time splitter, Alex Shelley.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So WWE signed Alex Shelley somehow.
Hey, Shelley boy.
Shelley boy. Right. The pipes are calling.
All right. This next one. We talk about this man often on the show. Where we love him. We have nothing bad to say about him. He wrestled for many companies, but he did end his career in WWE. Our man Fit Finlay.
Yep.
He won one single title in his WWE run. So what title did he win, and who did he beat? to win that title.
Who did he beat? I hope it wasn't a joke title. Fit Finley's been around this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Since the 90s.
Yeah, he's WCW and then WWE.
WCW.
Sure, other shit in between.
Here's what I'm going to say. I do remember that there used to be a title called the British Championship. Wasn't that a thing? The European title?
That was a thing.
And that sounds like just the title that he would have taken, right? You know, if your only title win, give it to the guy who is actually from the continent that it's called. So I'm going to say he won the European Championship, and I don't know much about guys who would have held that type of thing. So I'm going to say he won the European Championship by defeating maybe a fellow European. Like British Bulldog. There we go. That was my final answer.
I'm sorry.
Final answer.
All right. You were thinking a bit too early in time.
Okay.
He didn't come to WWE until like 2000s.
Okay.
So the European title was actually gone at that point. So he had won the U.S. title, and believe it or not, he beat Bobby Lashley for it. Surprise.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't remember the year, but our boy Fit, he had one title. I think he had more in WCW, but U.S. title in WWE.
There you go. The U.S. title, something I'm sure means a lot to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Finley.
Okay, my final question for you here, Mike. Like we were saying earlier on in the show, the January 4th Tokyo Dome show has actually existed since 1992, and it had a bunch of different names before. 2007 was when it eventually or officially became known as Wrestle Kingdom. But in the year 2006, 1 year prior, the show was called Tuken Shido Chapter 1. Where this WWE star defeated Shinsuke Nakamura for the IWGP Championship, only to have the title vacated 280 days later because he refused to return to Japan and defend it.
I'll say Brock Lesnar.
The Beast, Brock Lesnar. He's the only person in the history of that championship who has had to vacate it not because of injury.
What a dick! What a dick!
But he held it. He held it for long enough, and they had to.
Did he ever defend it during the reign?
No, never did. They had to like play with it too because like he wouldn't come back with the physical belt. He would not return with it. So they had to. They had to kind of like go around it and then like find another belt and then merge something else together. It like caused like a whole whack of problems.
Yeah, I have heard some of that. What an asshole.
But he's still part of what an asshole, right? But he's still part of
like, I ain't going to fucking Japan. I ain't flying for 12 hours.
He went once, and then he's like, fuck.
Yeah. It's like, never again. Never again.
But he is still a part of that title's lineage.
Yeah, can't erase it. You know, Chris Benoit's still in the record books. So.
As he deserves to be.
Yes, and Brock is not as bad as a person as him. So,
and that is saying something.
But it is also saying something that even 14 years ago, he wasn't defending the titles that he had.
Yeah, that's a good point. At least Brock Lesnar's character has been so consistent throughout.
Yeah. All right, my final question for you. This is another one. You gotta know. You gotta pay attention. I'm not saying it's tricky, but you gotta know things. Okay.
Okay.
So, how many former ECW world champions wrestled a match in 2019 for WWE? Or I'll just I want four names. I'll tell you, there's four. So have four former ECW world champions wrestled for WWE in 2019. Four of them.
Oh my God, former ECW World Championship champions wrestled. Okay,
yes.
okay. And is it the World Championship?
The ECW World Title.
Okay. Oh, the belt itself. Okay. Okay. Well, Kofi Kingston. Definitely. He's won. Oh my God. Who even would have done... Rob Van Dam didn't have a match this year in 2019, did he? No, he showed up once really stoned. I do remember him showing up real high one time. But yeah, I'm definitely going to say Kofi Kingston. I'm definitely going to say somebody like... Maybe a Jeff Hardy type. Sure. Did Jeff Hardy wrestle in 2019? Fuck, I don't remember. Man, this one's tough. Okay, let's say him. So let's say Buddy, who I just said. What did I say? Kofi Kingston. We're gonna say I'm gonna pull like a wild card move and maybe say someone. I'm gonna say Kane. I feel like Kane would have been in ECW at one point, and that's all I got.
So you said Kofi and Jeff Hardy, and Kane?
Kofi, Jeff Hardy, Kane.
All right. Kane is correct.
Hey.
Jeff Hardy is not, but Matt Hardy would have been correct.
Matt Hardy would have. Okay.
Yes. Kofi never did win the ECW title.
Shit, I could have sworn he did from like a previous trivia we had.
He wrestled in ECW.
Oh, okay.
The revived ECW version, but no, did not win the title.
Right.
The other two names I was looking for are Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, okay.
And then the only actual original ECW guy was Rhino. He wrestled in the Battle Royal, I think. He was a former champ.
Was a former champ. That is true.
Rhino.
That is true. Okay, I was 1 for 4 on that one.
You got 1.5 points if you had said Matt Hardy.
If I had said Matt Hardy, I had the wrong Hardy. That one's on me. There you have it. That was our trivia for the week.
There you go.
That was fantastic.
Times,
yeah, that was fantastic. I think it's about time we let's just keep moving on. Let's keep moving on, because after our trivia, of course, we have to visit our Wednesday Night War.
Yes.
Because I think we've been doing this past couple weeks, so let's do it again. Let's kick off this week's Wednesday Night War with AEW's.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Baby,
we're back. So this we had a show last week. Oh, I guess we didn't recover. Well, let's just cover what's going on this week, because we have been told that Jon Moxley will be making his decision regarding an ownership stake in the inner circle. He's getting a car. He's going to have all the wealth that he could ever imagine, ever dream of.
$750,000 car.
That's an expensive car.
Only few made. You had to be on a special list just to get one.
Wow, and apparently Chris Jericho's on that list, or they're on Chris Jericho's list.
John Cena had one, and then he sold it, and they tried to sue him.
I remember that. Yeah,
you had to sign a contract when you bought it, and then.
I remember reading that he sold the car because he's like, I can't drive it because I don't fit in it. Like it was it's a sports car, and he's fucking John Cena. He's like, I don't fit in this thing.
I think someone said the car is like the roof of the car is like 26 inches off the ground or something stupid like that.
And John Cena can't fit in that. Like that's Ford's fault for giving John Cena.
Well, it's kind of Cena's fault too
for accepting it.
Sit in the car for
that's all.
I think he bought it. I'm mad. Maybe he just got it for. Either way, it's on the table. Jericho's
Either way, there's a car available. But we're gonna get that as our main event at the end of the night. We do kick off the show though. There's a lot of tag wrestling, of course, because this is All Elite Wrestling. We have Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page taking on Private Party, and of course, like we said, last week the records reset.
Yeah. And Hangman, he's kind of doing this new this drunkard character.
Yeah, he's coming up. And
I don't remember. Last week he was like drinking whiskey or something at the table commentary. I forget what was going on.
He's transitioning to something else. I think he's getting mad that all these kind of losses are piling up for him. But another red hot opener. That throughout teases the tension that's been going on between Adam Page and Kenny Omega.
Yeah, last week, or I forget when it was, but Page accidentally hit Omega with that buckshot lariat, and they kind of teased the same spot here, but like Kenny's holding the guy, Page goes for the thing, he ducks, but this time he stopped himself, but then he gets shoved into Kenny anyway, so continuing to tease that tension. Mm-hmm. Did you notice Kenny had like these circular marks on his shoulder and shit? Looks like he had some of that hot cupping stuff.
Yeah, he got cupped.
Yeah, he got cupped. But no, this was a fun match. Mark Quinn, as always, he's the little guy flying all over, doing his crazy flips to the floor, landing on his feet, and JR's like, how the hell did you do that? But,
yeah, JR was great this week. This week's AEW Dark also had some Vicky Guerrero was on commentary. Also had some fantastic moments on there where I think at one point Excalibur, you can hear him muttering under the like beside the microphone. He's just saying like, "Oh Jesus Christ, oh Jesus." Christ.
Did you know there was some fucking woman in the crowd with a very high pitched scream that constantly reacted to about a lot of stuff in this match?
Oh, I didn't catch that, or I was listening at a lower volume. Maybe I just didn't.
Okay,
catch it.
yeah, I think she faded throughout the night. Someone's probably told her to shut the
Hey, miss.
But no, this was fun match. Private Party hit the gin and juice for a big near fall, but Paige breaks it up. Kenny recovers. Him and Paige hit a V-trigger buckshot lariat combo, which looks cool, and then Kenny hits the one-winged angel to get the win for his team. So, yeah, and then after the match, Pac appears on the screen, and he's attacking Michael Nakazawa, and then he demands that Kenny give him his rubber match, or his assaults will continue. So Kenny runs off backstage to help him.
Yeah.
And then Paige is like, all right. So Hangman just goes around, and he grabs a beer from a fan and chugs it down, and then he goes to another guy, grabs his beer, and he's just drinking with the fans.
Congratulations.
So it's funny.
Yeah, all signs are pointing to the Adam Page heel turn.
He's gonna be some drunkard, a nice drunkard gunslinger that doesn't care.
That doesn't care, you know. I mean, and
Cowboy
we
shit.
were waiting for the first member of the Elite to turn heel.
Yeah.
And although Adam Page
like,
has distanced himself from the Elite, I think it's going to be him.
Yeah. Have you noticed when he comes down to the ring, they always have like a little
tagline
on
of
top
his name.
stats,
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I forget. It's like O's Private Party, $12 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whoever's doing
But-
those little closed captionings is killing it.
Yes, but something that I've been waiting for on AEW is for the women to start killing it. And we've actually had last week we had a pretty good match that we didn't. There was a fatal 4-way title match with Baker, Sheeta, Nyla Rose, and Riho, which was a lot of fun. Riho defended her title, and she's got to defend it again tonight because she's taking on Chris Statlander, the match we were supposed to have a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was what I've been waiting for. Some good women's action here. Statlander showing off her strength with a big stalling vertical superplex off the top. But then during the match, Awesome Kong and Mel. What's the bald lady's name again? Mel.
Yeah, Mel.
Mel. Yeah. So Mel and Awesome Kong, they come down to the ring and they attack Riho behind the ref's back and throw her into the guardrail. But then Statlander doesn't want to cheat, so she suicide dives, taking out Kong and Baldy. And then Brandy Rhodes, who was on commentary during this match, she comes down to confront her, gets in Statlander's face. And then this fat man in white named Luther comes slithering out from under the ring, the fourth member of the Nightmare Collective. He distracts Chris, and Kong takes her out. And after all this commotion, Riho jumps off the top rope, hits a crossbody onto Luther, goes back into the ring. We continue the match, but the Nightmare Collective keep interfering. Kong ends up tripping Statlander, which allows Riho to roll her up and get the win. So she unintentionally cheats. But no, I like that they featured the women's title here 2 weeks in a row, and Statlander's looking like better every week, one of the best in the division. She could win this title at some point. I thought she even had a chance here.
The in-ring action on this was great. It felt a bit messy with all this other kind of shit going on.
Yeah, I could have done without the shit on the outside.
Yeah, which it seemed just kind of like it just made it felt overbooked.
Yeah. But the Nightmare Collective there.
I guess they're coming. I
got
guess
a
they're
new
coming up.
member. I don't know.
I guess they're
This,
coming up. You know, this heel faction that we just need to like develop these characters more. I mean, even within. I mean, take a look at the Inner Circle, right? Within that, we kind of have these. You know, Jake Hager is the silent, big tough guy. We have Santana Ortiz are the two kind of, especially Ortiz is like the crazy motherfuckers. Sammy Guevara is the young kid, and then Chris Jericho is the leader. They each have their own character. Let's make that happen with the Nightmare Collective, right? Like we know that Awesome Kong's, you know, the muscle. We know that Brandy's the brains, but what's Mel doing? Why should we care about her as a character?
Yeah. Well, I feel like Awesome Kong comes across pretty well, but Brandy, her speaking, I think, needs a little. It still sounds a little scripted.
It's like the idea's there, but yeah,
the idea
we're
is
so
there.
close.
You know, it's good, but like it just sounds too reading. She's like, and we are here, the collective.
The
to
collective.
take what we are coming for, and things like.
Hey, she loves to enunciate. No
pacing.
problem with that.
Yeah, but no, I love Brandy though. I love her as a performer.
Yeah,
so
this is
you know, I want this to do well. So I don't know. And this Luther guy, apparently he's somebody, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, who knows? It's a great starting off point for this women's division. Let's keep it rolling through the new year.
Yeah. So after the match, Riho's bleeding from her gums. Kong attacks Statlander. Riho tries to save her, but she gets laid out. So Hikaru Shida comes out, who was watching in the crowd, to help. But Britt Baker, who was also watching, doesn't come to help. She just says, fuck it.
Fuck it.
So there you go. But let's move on here. Some singles action. Christopher Daniels taking on Sammy Guevara. And these two are having a good, solid match. But more shenanigans when Pentagon comes out with a microphone. He starts taunting Daniels, telling him to do an Arabian moonsault, referencing when he botched that move a few weeks ago. So this distraction caused Daniels to hesitate, and Guevara takes advantage, hits a big knee, and a super kick to the back of the head to get the win. So the young stud, Sammy Guevara.
Young stud Sammy Guevara. After the match, Dark Order comes in. Evil Uno is trying to get Daniels to join them.
Yeah, he's got. He tells Daniels the crowd's turned on him, but he hasn't, and he can make him the man he once was, and he offers him one of those minion masks. So Daniels grabs the mask. He thinks for a second, but then he just throws it at Uno, so that he gets jumped by the Dark Order. So, but SCU and the Bucks come out to help him.
Yeah, we're still trying to get this Dark Order over.
Yeah. It's they're trying, but it's not quite there. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not quite there, right? Especially, I feel like if we keep going on with the intimidation and then the beatdown and then the walking back in fear.
Yeah. I think they need a big fish if they want to make a big splash,
Yeah.
Like they need to recruit someone who's a big deal if they're gonna do it.
Yeah, if they're gonna make this happen, but who knows?
Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? We do have more tag action coming up because the tag action does not stop here on AEW All Elite Wrestling. We have Cody and Dustin Rhodes taking on the Lucha Bros.
Yes. Brothers versus brothers.
Is there anyone more fun to watch than Dustin Rhodes? Right now, I mean, he can combine
another guy plus 40, reaching 50,
and he just combines his combination of his skill and just his in-ring, his in-ring,
he just knows how to tell a story.
He knows how to tell the story and maybe give a destroyer every once in a while.
That's fucking crazy.
Things get a bit crazy.
Yeah. So Lucha Brothers, they're fighting dirty behind the ref's back. They try to bring chairs in the ring, but Cody's new manager, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, just kicks it out of his hands. That's 2 weeks in a row that Arn's come in clutch as a coach.
Yeah, he saved him a couple times.
Yeah, last week he taught Cody how to put up his knees to block a splash or something. I forget what it was. He's like, knees up, Code. So anyways, Cody gets the hot tag. He runs wild. Dustin tags back in without the Lucha Brothers realizing. Penta hits a scary-looking Penta driver.
That
on
looked
Cody.
wild, eh? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Almost right on his head.
That was almost his neck went sideways. Jesus
that was
Christ.
Scary. But then, as you said, Dustin hits a Canadian Destroyer and follows it up with the Final Reckoning to get the win. So big win for him and Cody. Nice to see them. I mean, Cody, he can't go for that big title, so maybe him and Dustin can have a tag run here.
Let him go for it. Cody, as usual, is just fantastic and one of the best in-ring performers that we have going for us right now. When Rey Fenix does that little run across the top rope and just kick you in the face thing,
insane.
Yeah, that move, that gets me every time because he's walking like 8 feet out onto the middle of this.
Not walking,
he's running like straight. It's not like a sideways thing where
Yeah.
he just goes and then slaps you.
And and that's a rope that will like bend with your weight and shit, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a little bit more to it.
But then after the match, Tony gets in the ring and he asks Cody if he accepts MJF's tips from last week, because last week MJF came out and said if he's gonna fight Cody, first Cody has to go through Wardlow in a steel cage, first ever steel cage match in AEW. I think he gave a couple other tips as well. I can't remember them all. But so Cody says, or Arn gets on the mic and he says, "Hey, Cody, I'm your coach. Cody wants the match. We're gonna talk about it this week. We'll get back to you."
Yeah,
So-
we'll go next week.
We'll assume we'll get the match, but yeah, he's just like, nah.
We'll go next week, which is fine. But we do have MJF and Wardlow coming out because they also kind of demand answers. And who else is coming out? But DDP, unexpectedly,
DDP.
Diamond Dallas Page comes down to the ring, hinting, does he have one more match in him? People are asking him, does he have one more match left?
Yeah. And then my favorite part, he calls MJF Motor Mouth Jack Off Friedman. That got MJF steamed.
And then after a bunch of back and forths.
Yeah. Ward Blow was less creative.
After a bunch of back and forths, of course, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny come out to defend MJF and Wardlow, but they just take cutters right off the bat.
Yeah.
And after a little distraction from the Bunny, MJF comes behind with the low blow. And then when the beatdown's happening, we got Dustin Rhodes coming back out with QT Marshall. And then do the Bucks come out? I don't really remember.
Yeah, somebody
else comes. Somebody else comes out. But yeah,
announced...
this was weird. This was weird. So whatever the hell this is happening. But Butcher and Blade taking immediate cutters.
Yeah, I was surprised that
what's happening there. Yeah.
Then I think they announced next week there's gonna be like a 6-man tag or something.
Okay.
Like DDP's actually wrestling. He's coming back.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay, yeah, it is weird that Cody doesn't come running back down, right? Like Dustin comes. They just had the match.
Yeah.
They couldn't have made too far away from each other.
Maybe he was in the shower. He didn't know.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions. But hopefully we'll see something next week. It's our final tag match of the night, though. We got the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy taking on Jurassic Express.
Yeah, this is just a good, fun match. Everyone in this thing is over. We love all these wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we get the big standoff between Luchasaurus and Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy goes for a super kick combo. Lucha grabs him, picks him up, but then Orange Cassidy reverses it into a stunner. And then he hits his other big spots, the hands in the pocket, suicide dive. Tony says, freshly squeezed. And then JR is like, no pulp.
No pulp.
And nobody laughs. And then he goes, no pulp. And then nobody laughs. And I think he says it one more time. He was trying to get that joke.
He was really trying to get that joke over.
Excuse me. And then Marco, he gets to run wild for a little bit. He hits a Canadian Destroyer on Trent. Chuck goes for a powerbomb on Jungle Boy, and he reverses it with a Hurricane Rana and gets the pin for his first ever win in AEW.
Fantastic. First win of ever and kick off the year right, like we said, or like I think I was saying during the
record
shooties.
Books looking, the left side of that record looking better.
And I think, Jungle Boy's going to be a star.
Jungle Jack Perry.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry's going to be a star right now.
All these guys. Of course, we love Orange Cassidy and all of Jurassic. Everyone here. This is just a good fun match.
Yeah, this is great. We'll see where this tag's going to go for sure. But it's main event. It's the main event. Will Jon Moxley accept Chris Jericho's offer to be in the Inner Circle? Of course, Jericho comes down with Jack Hager and Sammy Guevara, as he always does.
Yeah, no, we didn't see Santana Ortiz at all this week.
Yeah, well, they were out. They were like outside getting the car ready or something. That's what exactly. He said. And then of course, Jon Moxley makes his way, coming down coming down like he normally does. But he's got a coat on though.
Yeah.
What's under the coat? Is that IWGP US title under the coat? Is there a T-shirt maybe saying the affiliation that he carries under the coat?
Yeah.
Under the coat, we don't really know. He comes down and Chris Jericho just goes over all the shit he's gonna get. You're gonna get the car, you're gonna get the fame, you're gonna get the party.
Yeah, Mox.
So is he gonna join? Is he gonna join?
He says, "You don't know my motivations. Nobody does. I don't want the cars, the ownership, the money. I can't be bought. I came to AEW to dominate, to run roughshod, and that is why my answer is yes." And then Sammy and Jericho, they're hugging, they're jumping up and down. Like, he said yes. They love it. Moxley takes off his jacket to reveal he's wearing an Inner Circle shirt. Great reveal on that.
This was great. The fans are yelling. You sold out.
Yeah, he's cutting a promo. He's like, I came here to dominate. There's no more powerful force in the Inner Circle. He wants to stand with them.
So
Jericho's like,
they're popping the bubbly. They're doing all the stuff. Eventually,
they're popping. Yeah, they got a nice table. They're shooting champagne.
Eventually, Sammy Guevara and Jack Hager make their way out of the ring. Just leaving Jericho and Mox in the middle of the ring, where he reveals the big psych. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, he makes sure first. He's like, "Hey, the keys. Don't forget my keys."
Yeah, he's got the keys, of course. And but yeah, of course, he's not joining the Inner Circle.
Yeah, psych. He smashes him with a bottle of champagne.
All he wants is the title. He gives he drops Jericho with the paradigm shift. Sammy Guevara comes in, gets the elevated paradigm shift, and then he hustles out of the ring before Jack Hager can come in to end the show.
Yeah, so
fantastic way to end the show.
Yeah, did you believe for a little bit that he was going to join, or did you think the whole time he was?
I did. I did.
For a slight bit, I thought, okay, he might actually be joining.
Then it
us
started
for a
going
bit.
on for too long, and I was like, "Why haven't they cut? Why
Yeah.
haven't they cut?" I didn't look how much like time was left on the show, and I was like, "Okay, like why haven't they cut
Yeah.
to the end yet? Why are they still doing this?" And as soon as they hopped out of the ring, I mean,
Yeah.
it is super possible, right? Nobody thought the NWO was possible, and it fucking happened.
Yeah, and I would have been fine if he had joined
Mm-hmm.
here. It was going well the way he was doing it, but no, this is just as good.
Yeah.
I like the inner circle shirt, the design on it. It's cool.
It's a cool shirt. Cool shirt, but yeah, just building so much more hype for Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, we'll get that title match at the Revolution pay-per-view in February.
Yeah,
I guess
that could be it. I mean, who the hell's going to win that though?
I'm guessing. I'm assuming. I don't know.
That's oh my
I don't
god,
know. We'll
so
see.
many questions. And that was the one half of Wednesday night.
Yes.
That was the one half of Wednesday night. It's the time we just kick over to TNT. Let's just
no.
Isn't that what it's on? USA. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get that wrong.
Don't get that wrong. We're kicking over to the USA Network because NXT is live.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
Whenever I watch NXT, it always is a bit shorter than the Dynamite, the version that I watch.
If
the Dynamite's-
it feels shorter.
Well, no, it is shorter because like the Dynamite has the full commercial picture.
Oh
and
right,
shit
yeah. They don't do
For a lot of it.
They don't do that.
Sometimes they do it on NXT, but it still ends up shorter.
Weird.
It's weird. I don't know. Anyways, NXT's here. Rhea Ripley comes out to start the show, and she cuts a promo, but then Toni Storm interrupts her, and she says, yeah, congrats on being the champ, but remember, I beat you twice, so this Sunday I'm going to regain my NXT UK Women's Champion, and then at Worlds Collide, I'm going to become a double champion if you got the guts to accept my challenge. So Rhea accepts, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a hot match, title for title.
Hot match.
But then Kaylee Ray, the current UK Women's Champion, comes out, and she's like, hey, remember, I got a match on Sunday, because this Sunday is NXT UK TakeOver, by the way.
Oh, cool.
In Blackpool or Liverpool or some of those places.
One of the pools.
Ray Twinney. But no, so she says her thing, then Io Shirai comes out, she says some Japanese, and then she points at Rhea's title and says, mine! And then Bianca Belair comes out and says, girl, she says she's better than all of you. And then Candice LeRae comes out. And then before she could even say anything, Rhea's just like, let me guess, you want it too? So she clocks her. Everyone starts brawling. And Regal announces from backstage they're going to turn into a match. So we get Candice, Ripley, and Storm taking on Io, Ray, and Belair. Just fucking 6 amazing women talent in this ring. Eventually, Io has Tony lined up for that moonsault, but Belair selfishly tags herself in, picks up Candice, but Shirai ends up hitting her with a springboard dropkick. So Ripley tags in and hits the Riptide to get the win.
Great. Yeah. How do you book the match? Have each person come out and then say a couple sentences, and then you have someone else, and that's the best part, right? Because 2 people are doing it. You're like, okay, here's the match, and the third person comes out, and you're like, wait, they're not going to do a triple threat, so we're going to have a 4th, and you're guaranteed to get the 4th. And you're like, okay, they may stop at 2-on-2, and then you get the 5th, and you're like, okay, well, it's definitely not going to be like a fatal 5-way. It's going to have to be a 6-man tag, and then so we're getting the 6th, and WWE books matches like this all the time. They always end up fun. It's such a weird way. It always just feels like such a weird way to book a match right there, because I feel like it just always feels like a weird way to do it. They're always doing it.
Well, it did get me excited for Worlds Collide.
Where
I want that title on title.
But we're getting the title on title match, which feels weird that you would throw everybody else into the feud that is actually only between two people.
I think they also wanted to remind people that there is a UK takeover this week because no one watches NXT.
Right. And just
so this is a way of getting Tony and Kaylee on the show and all that shit. I
guess, yeah,
but
I get people
anyways,
excited.
6 of the best women in the business right here. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
But let's kick off. It's the return of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Who's going to win those silver boots this year?
Those silver boots.
We start off first round match with Forgotten Sons taking on Imperium. I forget which members. It wasn't Walter. It was 2 of the other guys.
It was
Aaron Wolf.
Wasn't it Fabian Aichner, and then there's somebody else named like
I need to learn their names better.
Marcel
But,
Marcel
no.
something.
Oh yeah.
Marcel something.
Marcel Wiley?
Nah, I don't know.
But no, it was a fun match. Imperium, they hit a European uppercut powerbomb combo to get the win and move on to the second round.
Yeah, Imperium needs to make a splash, right? Especially after being fucking what felt like buried at that was that Survivor Series?
Well, Walter himself, yeah, was big.
Yeah, but being the leader of the faction.
Yeah.
These guys.
Yeah, no, they should be they should be treated like a big deal cuz they are pretty cool.
Yeah, these guys need to run wild.
We get the new guy, Austin Theory, taking on Joaquin Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
But just a quick match here. Theory gets the quick, easy win with his TKO finisher.
Yeah, competitive squashes are somehow like better for me. Like at least when the other guy stands a slight chance, is always a little bit nicer.
Yeah. But let's get more Dusty Rhodes classic action here. We got Undisputed Era, Fish and O'Reilly taking on Gallus, the UK tag champs versus, of course, the NXT tag champs. So, another fine match. Adam Cole, he was on the outside, and at one point he interferes behind the ref's back, which allows Fish and O'Reilly to hit the high-low to get the win and move on to the next round. So, it's evened up. UK 1-1 team, NXT regular 1-1 match. So.
Yeah, you got to spread it out. It's got to be even and fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't check the brackets, but if Imperium and Undisputed Era line up together, that'd be fun at one point.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But then we get the Rebel Heart, Mr. Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Gargano comes out and he cuts a promo on Finn Balor. Says that Finn called himself a flag bearer, but back in 2016 when he got the phone call to move to the main roster, he was out of there in a flash. But this past year in August, when Johnny got the same phone call, he stayed. So he just goes on, and Finn comes out and gives his angry rebuttal. So we're going to get that match down the line.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, both these guys are fine on promos, but I don't know. I feel like their work back and forth could have been a little bit better. But yeah, undoubtedly, this will be better in the ring without promos. But yeah, we got to start building that. I guess they still have. I guess whatever's before the Rumble is the next takeover. So we do need to look forward to that.
Yeah,
point.
there is. No. So the January show is the Worlds Collide, and then in February they're having Takeover Portland. Believe it or not, in February.
Okay, is that a standalone?
That's a standalone.
Cool.
Nothing to piggyback on.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. So we do have, if not Worlds Collide, we do have February to start looking forward to.
Yeah.
Great.
So there you go. Yeah, they can build up some more heat for that feud.
More women's action though.
Yes, Mia Yim taking on Kaden Carter here. Decent little match. Mia Yim gets the win with Protect Your Neck, which is very similar to kind of like a one-handed code breaker thing.
Kinda, yeah.
But then after the match, Chelsea Green comes out, and she attacks Carter from behind, and then some dude in a suit shows up on the ramp, and he starts speaking. He says, 2020 is the year Robert Stone Brands takes over NXT, starting with the hottest free agent signing, Chelsea Green. So I guess this Robert Stone is some sort of manager type, some Don King. I don't know.
His name is clearly Robert Stone. That's one. That's
that's all we know.
That's one thing I do know. Who knows who the heck he is? Is he WWE's newest manager? Possibly.
I wouldn't mind if he becomes he starts trying to hoard all these powerful women and become the Robert Stone brand.
Exactly. And there's the announcer. Didn't Sami Zayn last week say the other day that I have my managerial license? Maybe Robert Stone is giving out these managerial licenses.
Maybe he's the commissioner of the board.
He's the commissioner of the managers.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see where they go.
Because I've always wondered how these managers are getting their credentials. I've been wondering this for years, and maybe it's been Robert Stone the entire time. He's sitting behind the switchboard. He's taking all the calls. He's making all the magic happen for all these managers and superstars to meet up.
Yeah, but I look forward to more and seeing what Chelsea Green's got to do because she hasn't been used much other. She got squashed by Charlotte a while ago.
Oh, yeah, a couple weeks ago.
But on NXT, we haven't really seen her at all. So let's see what she got.
Fantastic.
Other than,
Let's see what can happen. It's main event time, though. It's main event. We have a number one contendership match for Roderick Strong's NXT North American Championship. We have Keith Lee taking on Dominic Dijakovic, Damian Priest, and Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, this was just another Yeah, all four of these guys are great. Another good match. Keith Lee continues to be super over. Everyone's loving everything he does. He does another great, tremendous strength spot where he catches Damian Priest in like a power bomb position, and he's just swinging him around like a battering ram, slamming into other men. But everyone else got their moments to shine. Cameron Grimes looked really good as well. Eventually, it comes down to Grimes and Lee alone in the ring. They're having a great back and forth, and Lee hits his big spirit bomb to get the win and the title shot, which will be, I don't know, probably on regular NXT TV in a week or two.
It could be. It could be. Like you just said, Cameron Grimes really looking good here, especially being like obviously the smallest person in this match against against three big motherfuckers.
Yeah, Priest is very tall. He's not as thick as the other, but he's like a Nakamura. He's lanky.
He's got that kind of weird length to him. Yeah. Keith Lee though. Keith Lee's on a straight path to NXT Gold at some point in 2020.
He had a bit of a slightly look with his facial hair this week. He had something going on, some new stuff.
Oh, what did it look like? I didn't notice.
Just like a thin little chin strap with the goatee attached.
Okay.
Small, trimmed, looked nice.
Looked nice. Oh my God, he looks so nice, Keith Lee.
Bask in his glory.
The limitless
Keith
one.
Lee. He is on a hot streak right now, and I expect him to make an appearance in the Royal Rumble.
Perfect.
Maybe he's the one to eliminate Brock Lesnar. Wouldn't that be something?
Wow, that would be something. That would be something. Well, there you have it. That was NXT, and that was the Wednesday Night War.
Yes, we covered a lot of ground this week.
Covered a lot of ground this week. All the ground hasn't been covered, though, because we still have one thing to do, the way we end off our show every single week, which is with the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
A lot to pick from, too. You know, we're back to our WWE life. We're back to of course, we had the New Japan show. Mike, I'm going to kick it off to you. Who is your Wrestler of the Week?
Yeah, no, we literally had a selection of everybody from every company this week, pretty much. But, one man who stood out to me the most. He wrestled as well, but his promo, that whole angle at the end of Dynamite with Jon Moxley, my Wrestler of the Week, was great. That swerve, he made me believe for a bit he was going to join the Inner Circle, but he didn't. And then, of course, he had some good matches over on Japan against Jay White and
two matches. No, not Jay. Lance Archer and Juice Robinson.
Lance Archer and Juice, but. Yeah, good week for Moxley. I love him. So good shit.
You know, and you got to kick off your, and of course, as we heard on last week's Shooties, like these results are very serious, and they will be compiled at the end of the year.
Oh, yes.
So we can all very hear. So these are important. These are important wins for Jon Moxley. Over here, and
points in the bank early on. You could get injured. You need those points.
Exactly.
For later in the year.
If you can jump out to 3, because Kofi Kingston was the 3-time champ, and he was the most. So all you need is 4 to win. That's all you need.
Yeah. If you could reach double digits.
Oh my God. The Mox Man for all of his work in AEW and New Japan. Mike, my Wrestler of the Week. We're staying on the New Japan side of the world. In what my favorite match of the weekend was. And it was great to see him for the first time ever, really, was Hikaru Takahashi, the young stud with his fun coat jacket that he comes down to the ring on. And it was a great match that he had against Will Ospreay. And I just look forward to seeing more of him, of course, at the G1, at Dominion in June. He's going to be a face of that junior heavyweight division for some time to come.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Fun to see.
That'll be fun. And there you have it. That was all the time. That's all the time we got for this week's show.
All right.
You know, of course, we had a lot to pack in there, but of course, you know, we essentially did 2 nights of a pay-per-view. Also,
yeah,
that's a little bit more than usually happens. God damn you, New Japan, for making us do this. Us.
Yeah, but we don't always shine as bright a light on them every week. Of
course.
We appreciate what they do.
Of course.
But they also don't wrestle as often. They don't put on as many shows. So
I think their whole structure over there is different, how it all kind of works. I'm really not sure.
That's how they can we can go really hard and land on our heads and get kicked in the face, because then we get
a month off, and then they do their next match where they land on their face and then another match.
Exactly.
Well, that's all the time we have, Mike. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the show everywhere on all the things. It's out there everywhere. But, the wrestling world doesn't stop, so we got to come back. We'll be back next week with some SmackDown, probably maybe even some Wednesday night, maybe even some Monday Night Raw. So you're going to want to stick around. You're not going to want to miss that.
Yes. Yeah, well, we'll address what happened on UK TakeOver. At least the Walter match I'm interested in.
At least we got to at least address it. It can't just
I'll
be
talk about it.
completely
Like 4 or 5 matches.
It can't be completely overlooked. We do have to address. And until then, folks, you enjoy yourself. We'll see you next time.
Shoot.